Hey Braid Boss, how are you? Welcome to Braid Boss University, where we educate and elevate in the braiding industry, but we also have real and raw conversation. I'm your host, Beauty the Braid Boss, and today, y'all, we are going to talk about why you, as a beginner braider, why you're not booked. So now, let's get into the episode. Alrighty, y'all. So the first things first is social media misuse. What can I say? Social media is it is the biggest tool to gain clientele, to attract clients for any brand or business. So it's very important that you actually know how to use the apps for your benefit, and simply just posting alone is not gonna cut it. You have to post with a purpose, and you have to know exactly how to get to your target audience, and also how to get your audience to find you. Another thing is what I see a lot, and it's mainly on Facebook, is where like people will make posts in those Facebook groups, and they're like, nobody wants their hair done. I'm doing $100 braids tomorrow. I need 10 people for $100, or like I can't even think of the word, but it's the audacity for me, if I could say that. Because a lot of people, when I see that, it's giving desperation. It's giving desperation, as if you're like, you need the money, like literally right then and there. And posting like that in that tone, one, that's not going to get anyone to book with you. And two, you're not setting a good example of what the experience will be with, that client, or that client having that experience with you. So it's like, you guys have to learn marketing, and begging for clients just because you need the money, right when you need it, or whatever you need it for, in that particular tone, that you're not going to get clients like that. And if you do, you're going to get customers, because there is a difference between a customer and a client. A client is going to grow with you. They're going to go wherever you go. They're going to support you. They're going to promote you. Customers don't do that. Customers are just coming because you might be running a quick special, and they just trying to, get the cheapest thing on the block right now. You know what I'm saying? And we call those chair hoppers. Okay. And we don't want to attract those. So you have to know exactly what it is that you want. What is it that you want? For example, in the beginning of my career, I knew I just wanted to braid. I had been braiding since I was a child. So this is something that's literally within me. It's not something that just sprung on me in college. I had it since I was a kid. But as I grew, it was just like something in me was telling me, I want to change this. I want to change that. Okay, I don't want to do this because I see this brings me this type of clientele, and I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I started to add value to my services. But also, it all goes back to the marketing. What are you marketing? Are you marketing that you are a cheap braider? Because a lot of you guys, let's keep it real and raw. A lot of you guys, especially my beginner braiders, you guys, you see, a vet like me, you see our prices, and you're like, oh my God, why did she charge that much? Like, I would never charge that much. And you think that you coming into the game, oh, I'm going to be the affordable braider. I'm going to get a lot of clients. Everybody's going to come to me because I'm being affordable, and I'm meeting the people where they are. And then you get behind the chair and you see that it's not that easy. It's not that easy. And there is a reason why my price is my price. One, I paid my dues in this industry behind the chair. That's number one. Two, I've added value. That's going to come up a lot in this episode. I've added value to my services. Okay. And a lot goes along with that. You know what I'm saying? But to the braiders that think that they are the solution to us expensive braiders, Like after a while, when you guys see what it is behind this chair and what we deal with and the body aching, the fingers and all that comes with it, you see why we charge what we charge. Okay. Braiding is the most extensive hair service you can get, and we are the most undervalued, unappreciated, and underpaid. Okay. And I don't care what anybody says. I've been in this game long enough. I've saw every high, every low. I've seen every type of customer that you can think of. And that's exactly what it is. Braiders do not get the appreciation that we deserve, and we put in a lot of work. We are way more talented and way more diverse than anyone who can put on a wig. A wig cannot do half of what braids do. Okay. So, and there's no argument there, about that. But when you guys see how we're treated and people like literally look at us like as if we're the help, and you're like, my time is worth more than $100 for 8 hours. $100 for 8 hours for some braids is an insult. It's a straight insult. And don't get me wrong, all of us braiders, we have been there. We've been there, when you're in the beginning, you're running the specials, just to get the people in your chair, just to get the content. I get it. We have all been there. But now there's a system. Now you can put a system into place to the point where you're not just always running a special every freaking month. You know what I'm saying? Because if you run a special, you're going to be a special kind of person. Okay. And then there's no way the longer you're braiding, you're not going to get people to respect you and your craft. People will literally only come to you just because you're cheap. Okay. You're not going to see them people again. The only time you're going to see them people again is next month when you running another special. Okay. And then for the braiders, it's like, oh, I'm scared to lose my clientele. If I raise my prices, I know I should charge more. I know my work is worth more, but I'm scared nobody's going to book and all this other stuff. Pause. What kind of God do you serve? God does not give us fear. Okay? So why would you give it to yourself? If he doesn't give it to us, why would you put that onto yourself? Yes, you have to start somewhere, but that's not the end. That's not the end goal. That's not you. I mean, if you choose to stay there, that's your business. That's your business, and you can't blame nobody but yourself because you're not making the money that you should be making. You know what I'm saying? Accountability. Hello, somebody. You have to trust and know that what's for you is for you. Okay? And everybody has to go through each level in this game when it comes to braiding. Okay? Like I tell my students, and this is free game. For beginner braiders just starting out behind the chair, your prices should be increasing at least every 6 months until you get to a point where you're like, okay, that service can stay that price. That service can stay that price. You know what I'm saying? Until you have your set price list for all your services. You know what I'm saying? Some services don't need to be changed. You're like, okay, yeah, I think that's worth, that much or whatever. But I think this is worth, $25 more. You know what I'm saying? And you do that accordingly. And that's what I mean by having a system in place for the increases. You're like, well, how do I do that? How do I go about it? Well, that's what Braid Boss University is about. We have our own private community where I, the educator, literally teach you step by step how to do that. I'm not just giving you an ebook. I'm not just giving you a webinar. These are live classes, virtual classes with me, and I'm taking you step by step. I have one-on-one classes and group classes as well. So we can get you on the right track to success. So that way you become the braid boss that you are, and that system just flows. Okay. But one thing about it, we don't do scared over here. We don't do fear over here. We don't do that. I don't believe in that. I've never operated in that. I just knew it was like, I felt it. I felt it when it was time to grow. I felt it when it was time to like, yeah, like this service, this needs to cost a little bit more because this is taking me a very long time. You know what I'm saying? Like for a minute, I didn't have any services under $200. You know what I'm saying? Because I had took services off and all that good stuff, but we'll get to that later, okay? Also, another thing that is very, 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 very important is your inconsistent posting. Like you have the Instagram, you have the TikTok, but yet you don't post on there. You too busy scrolling. You're too busy scrolling, and scrolling does not get you paid, but posting does. You should be posting every day. There's not a day that goes by that you should not be posting something because you want to stay in the people's face. You got to stay in their face so they can get used to seeing you. They see your work. They see your growth. They're like, okay, I keep seeing this person. Like, I want to book with them. And you may think that it's not your best work, but baby, your work look like gold to somebody. You know what I'm saying? And they gonna pay the price that you pay. And if you don't believe me, look at where I am today. I started at 13. I am 32 and currently on tour. I've traveled from LA, Atlanta, Houston. Next week I'm in Orlando, and my services are not affordable. My services are not affordable. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have any problem saying that. I'm proud to say that my services are not affordable, you know, because of the value that I've added, you know. But even with the social media, I let people see the value. I let people see what they're getting into, and I post consistently. You know what I'm saying? So I get it, especially during the summertime when we're like literally slammed behind the chair every day. You're like, dang, I ain't posting in 3 days. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, that's not on our behalf. Thank God for us being book busy and blessed. You know what I'm saying? But things like that you can catch up on. But for the most part, beginner braiders, you need to be posting something every day. If you got one client a week, you have 7 videos off that one client for you to post something every day. And in Braid Bars University, our private community, I teach you how to do that. One client can get you way more than 7 videos. Way more. But the thing is, you guys don't know how to take the content, also how to chop the content up to stretch. You feel what I'm saying? Like, or how to use your old content to make it relevant to where you are now. You feel what I'm saying? Like, there's so many avenues that you guys can use, you know, what your work used to look like to what it looks like now. Like, it's so much, but you guys just overthink it. And mentally, you're like, I don't know what to post. I don't have anything to post. I don't know what to say. I don't even know what to do. So therefore, I'm just not going to post it all. And doing that, what does that mean? You're not in the algorithm. Nobody can find you. And you looking at the numbers like, oh, I only got 50 views. I only got 200 views. We ain't worried about the views. Y'all worried about views and you not even booked. How that work? You focus on the wrong thing, honey. Focus on the wrong thing. I'm just saying, like, I'm not worried about no numbers. And yes, I have a decent following on TikTok, but I still don't look at the numbers. I don't look at the numbers because my mission is to reach and teach my community that follows me, and also to be booked, because braiding hair is my bread and butter. So the objective is to stay booked. Okay, and me staying booked means posting every day. I don't care if it's one video, something needs to be posted. Okay, something. And then, like I said before, the showcasing your value, showcase what it is that you do. If you're a licensed cosmetologist, showcase how you specialize in healthy hair maintenance, hair care, the shampoo, all that good stuff. There's so many ways to show value within your services. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could be and don't think it's the aesthetics, because it's not the aesthetics. Somebody can braid in somebody's living room that's not aesthetically pleasing and be booked every day. So let's That's not it. But it's more so how you make people feel when they come into your home or when they come into your salon suite. You know what I'm saying? Like something small as that. What are you offering? Do you have refreshments? Do you have drinks? All of this stuff. And we go deep into this stuff in Braid Bars University. When I teach you guys like how to add value and exactly what it is that you can do for you, for your brand, or what you want to do and how we can achieve that so that the people can receive it. So we go through all of that. Alrighty, y'all. So the next segment is mindset blocks. This is one of my favorites because I'm very, very big on mental health. Because if you've been following me and you've seen my recent YouTube video of me getting my dream car, I do talk about like how for a whole year I was basically in functional depression. And I do believe that it did affect my business in some form of fashion. And let me just say, prayer is a powerful thing. And I don't know what I would do without God. You will be amazed at the way God will move in your life. And I'm just grateful that I gave my life to him, because had I not, I don't think I would be sitting here today, you know, being able to teach you guys. But everything happens for a reason. You know, when you give God your yes, you can't have any stipulations to it. You can't say, oh yeah, God, you can use me, but I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, I don't want to go through this, don't take me through that. Like, who the heck are we to tell him? He's the creator. You feel what I'm saying? So I know that God is using me, you know, for my platform and this community that I've created. And I said, you can use me as you see fit. And if it hurts me in the process, I know that, you know, God gives you double for your trouble. And the pain that I endured, I know that I can reach somebody who is possibly going through the same thing right now. You know what I'm saying? So in that video, I go deep into that and how I got through that. And I was posting pretty much a lot. Anytime I had a client, I was posting, but I did have times where like I wasn't posting. And it was because I would be sitting in the house in my head all day. Man, the mind is the devil's playground, honey. And he will tap dance and go down the slides and somersault, cartwheel all over that thing if you let him. But that's when prayer comes into play. And you have to rebuke that and, you know, let it be known that you are God's child and the devil has no place anywhere. So I was stuck like in my own mentality. And, you know, a lot of people, especially with coming into this industry, they have a lot of self-doubt. And one thing you cannot do behind a chair, whether you're just a braider or a hairstylist, makeup artist, anything that's giving service provider, you cannot have self-doubt. You cannot have self-doubt. You have to have confidence. You have to have confidence because being a hairstylist, being a braider, is not just about performing the service. You know, it's a spiritual thing. It's a spiritual walk. It's a spiritual gift. You know, energy transfers while you're doing hair, and you're behind the chair for a reason. So if you don't feel, you know, highly of yourself or your gift mentally, nobody else is going to receive that. And you will have people that come to you and they can tell that, yeah, she's not that confident. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want your clients to feel that way. You're the one that's supposed to help the people with the confidence. You know what I'm saying? I know we're going to have our days. I have my days too. But for the most part, overall, you should know that you are that. Okay. You are that when it comes to braiding. You know what I'm saying? And that's just that on that. You have to have that confidence, that mental confidence that you can't be messed with when it comes to this gift that God gave you. You feel what I'm saying? And that's gonna build over time. You know what I'm saying? But that comes from affirmation, saying it to yourself, believing in yourself, believing it in your work. Don't tell yourself things like, oh, my work not that good, or I'm just an okay braider, I'm just a good braider. No, you have to say things like, I'm the best braider. Even if your work don't look like it, tell yourself that, because once you say it, you hear it, you believe it, it sticks in your brain, and then your hands just gonna move like that. I don't know how to explain it. It's just a spiritual thing. It's just, yeah, when you get it, you're gonna get what I'm saying. Another main thing that stops a lot of people is comparison. Comparison is the thief of joy. Comparing yourself to another braider is absurd. Or I get it, you can definitely study. You can study, but comparing yourself and like picking apart your work compared to somebody else's, that is something you should not do as a beginner braider, because you are already setting yourself up for failure. Because you're like, oh, I want to braid like her, I want to braid like her, I want to braid like that, da 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 da. You're not even allowing your gift to grow. You know what I'm saying? You are not even allowing yourself to find what your gift actually looks like, because you trying to mimic what somebody else is doing. You know what I'm saying? That person is that person. Let them do what they do. But y'all be worried about the views, the likes, and the followers. That's not for you. What's for you is for you. How do you know if you really just zone in on yourself and just focus on God moving your hands and perfecting your craft? You may surpass the person that you looking at. But you don't know, because your eyes going here, 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 and there versus here. You feel what I'm saying? So stop comparing, because there is no comparison. You are one of one, and can't nobody compare to your work. Just be focused on perfecting your craft. That's it. Okay. Also, thinking you need to serve everyone instead of being in your own lane. Oh, let's just say, like I said earlier, when it comes to beginner braiders, I get it. You trying to not only get the money, but you also trying to get the clientele and also trying to get the content. So you feel like you have to do every braid style, every protective style, service every client, run every special and all that jazz, when you don't. Okay, you do not. And again, in Braid Boss University private community, I break that all the way down. There's no reason why you should feel like you gotta offer 100 different braid services. Baby, that's exhausting. Can't nobody keep up with that. You are only one person. Like, let's be real and raw. Okay, you're doing too much, and you putting too much pressure on yourself, and that itself can be mentally draining. Okay, as a beginner braider, you shouldn't have no more than 5 services. No more than 5, starting off. Okay, and until you perfect those 5, you should not be adding on another service. Okay, clock it. Forgetting that growth is tied to consistency, not speed. So with this one, you guys, with this one, I do feel that the only way you can grow is if you're consistent. If y'all watch any interview from anybody, and not just service providers, I'm talking about rappers, actresses, artists that paint, like, they all say one word: consistency. Consistency is key. Okay, it don't matter how good you are. You could be mediocre, but the fact that you're consistent, the growth is just going to happen. You're not going to stay the same, but you have to allow yourself to grow. Okay, you have to allow yourself to grow. You have to allow yourself for people to receive what it is that you have to offer. Because I'm telling you, a lot of us braiders, if we post how we used to do hair, we be like, you paid me to do that? I would never. But I thank you, though. I thank you. And I'm just saying, again, we thought that the work was not too good or it was decent enough, but somebody thought it was great. for them to pay that money. You know what I'm saying? And we grateful for that, honey, because that allowed us to grow. The more they booked it, the more we grow. That's just how it go. It goes hand in hand, y'all. It's not rocket science. Y'all be overthinking it. It's not that deep, okay? Just be consistent, okay? And the growth is just gonna flow. It's gonna come with it. Specialization and value. Okay, y'all. This is another one of my favorite segments. In the beginning, a wide catalog is fine, but eventually you must niche down. Now, this is something that I know all too well. Just like I said earlier, you don't have to be the braider for everybody, offering every service, every style. You know what I'm saying? Still be diverse and have a nice catalog, but don't stretch yourself so thin. You know what I'm saying? And eventually, most braiders, most vets like me, we eventually niche down. We niche down because we've added value to the niche. For example, since day one, I've always been known as the braider that grew edges, that took care of the hair. I have growing hands, okay? And then just about 2 years ago, I always did alopecia clients. I just never took content or posted them because I'm old school. When women come to the hair salon or, to come get their hair done, it's a sacred place. They can come in looking however, you know what I'm saying, not being judged because it's a no judge zone, because we know once we done in a few hours, they're going to be that girl again, period, okay? And I didn't want my clients to feel like I was like using them for content or for numbers or for views or anything like that. I was solely operating in my purpose. So one of my clients, she always got sew-ins, and she was like, I love your bohemian braids. Like, I love them. Like, you've grown my hair. I've seen a difference. Like, I just know you can do this for me. I know you can. And I know it's going to camouflage it and cover it up. And that right there, I'm not going to say it was a challenge, because when it comes to braiding, there are no challenges for me because it's just natural to me. But I was like, okay. And she was like, you need to post this. And I was like, are you sure? And she said, yes, because there are people like me who think that we can't get services like this. And the fact that you just made me look like I have a head full of hair is insane. And my hair is intact, and you're doing it with the utmost integrity with caring for the hair. You feel what I'm saying? And so I posted that 2 years ago, and it went viral, and it's been up ever since. So now I am a full-time alopecia braider. It's very rare you will see someone with just like a regular client with a head full of hair, unless they've been coming to me for years. But mostly what you see of my content is people that have alopecia, hair loss, hair challenges, that want to grow their hair with the healthy hair maintenance and all things of that nature. So I have been able to niche down because I paid my dues. I've shown my gift, and I've shown the value. Okay. This is not good. You should not niche down if you want to niche down, cool. If you just want to do knotless braids, okay, cool. You just gonna be a knotless braider. If you just want to do feed ins, okay, you just gonna do feed ins. You know what I'm saying? But just know that hairstyles come and go like fashion trends. And if we are in a season where feed-in braids are popular right now, but you in the beginning decided you just wanted to strictly do knotless braids, and it's kind of slow for you because these feed-in styles are what's popping, and you never learned how to do feed-in braids or took the time to perfect your feed-ins, and now you feel like you missing out on money. You just sitting around and you saying you got a slow season, but that wouldn't have happened if you had the initial training in the beginning. Yes, you can still promote the knotless braids, but on the back end, you should be working on the feed-in braids, your feed-in method. So that way, when that comes into play and it's a season, you are already ready, set, go. Ready, set, go. And now the people are like, oh, dang, I didn't know she can jam like that on some feed-ins. They already trust you with the knotless braids. You feel me? So they're going to come with the feed-in braids too. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Like, I'm giving y'all a free game. Okay. Like, for real, I'm putting y'all on game. Okay, don't ever say beauty ain't ever put you on game. Okay. And that goes back to like identifying your signature style or service that makes you stand out. Mine is alopecia braids, my cover-ups, my camouflage, you know what I'm saying? But also specializing in the integrity of the hair, the healthy hair maintenance. So that's what makes me different than a lot of other alopecia braiders. Not saying that I'm the only alopecia braider that caters to healthy hair maintenance and all that and saving the integrity of the hair, but a lot of braiders don't. They just know how to do the cover up and that's it. You just going to get the cover up and the braids and that's it. So and then of course, like I've been saying, adding value to your services, complimentary shampoos, including the hair, scalp massages, aftercare tips. Like there's so much and so many different ways you can add value to your services. Like it's insane. Like, and I tell you, like when I say I customize a lot of my students' plans, like on what is it and how they can add the value to the service and how they can market it to get those clients to come in. So we do a lot of that. Now let's get into the booking experience. Y'all, with these policies, why y'all yelling at these folks? Why I gotta yell? Now I could see a few words, you know, being in caps because some people act like they can't read, like especially when it says non-refundable. Yeah, that has to be in bold because it's non-refundable. And then when it's not in bold, they be like, oh, I didn't see that. You saw that. You saw it. It's right there in bold. It's the only thing that's in caps, honey. All right. So we want to make sure that we're not yelling at our clients and that our clients, you know, receive what the energy is and what the tone is going to be with their experience with us, you know. So again, we don't want to be yelling at the folks, okay? Because we want the folks to come spend their coin and come get a good experience and get slayed, okay? And refer some folks to us, okay? So also, is your booking website, is it easy to navigate? Can a client navigate from start to finish how to book an appointment on their own without having to contact you? Okay. Which means, baby, y'all policies, you don't need a freaking Harry Potter book for somebody to comprehend and understand the process of a booking site. It's 2025. They get it. Okay. All that extra stuff, like it should have just short, simple, and sweet, straight to the point. It don't cost all that. It don't. Okay. And I go deep into that in our private community as well, because some of y'all be wondering why y'all not booked. Let's start at the policies. Okay. That's why no one's booking you. Because once they see you yelling at them and you cursing at them without cursing at them, baby, they finna click off that site real quick. Okay. All right. And I get it with us behind each other, like, cause they, you know, clients, they just be acting like they ain't got no brain when they book an appointment. I get it. We gonna keep it real and raw. I get it, but it's like, it's 2025. It's how you say things, how you word things. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all policies be like y'all texting y'all homegirl. Like, what? But we'll talk about that another day. But yeah, let's clean it up. That's probably another reason why y'all not booked. Okay. And just having like a smooth, professional process. Like I said, from start to finish, from the booking site, them coming to get their service, during the service, and the closing of the service. So making sure that whole process is smooth and you following the steps. Like me, I have a system that I use and it's natural. I've been using it since I was 13, you know, and it just comes natural. And every client can tell you, like, it's the same thing every time they come, unless they're a regular, you know, they don't want to hear the same spiel, you know, every time. But it's just, I've trained myself to be a certain way behind the chair. So therefore it just flows. It just flows. Now let's go into mental and professional growth. Social media is a tool, not your enemy. Learn to leverage it. And I know with a lot of beginner braiders, you guys are like terrified of social media. Y'all get social media anxiety. You're like, I don't want to show my face. You can easily show your work and not show your face. But you guys just get so intimidated because of all the content that you see. If anything, you should be inspired. You should be inspired by the content you see and learn from them. Okay. Social media is a tool. It's not your enemy. Social media should be used for you to gain clientele, get that money on, and you know what I'm saying, maintain your living. You know what I'm saying? Like, scary money don't make no money. So if you're not posting on social media and using it for your gain, you're not making no money, honey. And the purpose is to make money. Okay? So stop being scared. And if you scared, hit me up. We gonna fix that real quick, because I ain't scared to make no money at all. And again, stay consistent with your engagement. You know, don't get all Hollywood and be like, oh, I don't reply to comments or whatever. If somebody gives you a hard eye, they say, oh, this looks cute, say thank you. Say thank you, or do like a conversation. So like, girl, yes, didn't I jam on there? You need to come sit in my chair. You know what I'm saying? Like, feed into the comments. You know what I'm saying? If they're positive, you want people to feel welcome, because if they feel welcome on your social media page, that's going to make them want to book with you. If they feel welcome and invited on social media, they're going to want to book with you because they feel like they're invited into your space. You know what I'm saying? And that's really, you know, what it is. And that should be the tone. So reply to the comments. Don't be acting all Hollywood, because I reply to comments. And also, replying to comments pushes your content in the algorithm. So you gotta do what you gotta do to get your work out there. Okay. Also, focus on improving your work and client experience, not chasing competition. Okay. So this goes into when you are solely focused on building your brand. You know, when you start off, you'll say, I'm just a braider. Then you go to braiding business, and then you go to a brand. It's levels to it. Okay. But with every step in the process, you should be perfecting what your work looks like, what the customer experience looks like. What is it that you want to be known for? You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, I'm known for, if y'all look at my reviews, majority of my reviews say the same thing. I'm very welcoming. It feels like home. I make people feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, I cut the TV on. We either watching shows or we watching movies. We have a good kiki. We have a little lunch break. You know what I'm saying? Like, I make people feel at home. And that's either if I'm working at home or in a suite. It doesn't matter where I am. I carry myself the same way. I carry myself the exact same way. Even with me being on tour, working in hotels, working in other people's salon, I'm still maintaining the same integrity, the same system. Nobody can say something was off. If it was an off day, something happened. But other than that, as far as the experience, I try my best to keep it the same with every single client. And that's something that you should always be striving for and working for. What is it that you want to be known for, and solely operate in that. And also build habits that create longevity in your braiding business. As I said, and as I've been saying from the beginning, I've been in this game. I've been behind this chair since I was 13. I am 32 now. If you don't think that I've been able to maintain longevity in this business, obviously I'm doing something right. And it's because I was intentional about what I wanted to offer and what I wanted the people to receive from me. You feel what I'm saying? And that comes from operating in your purpose, not just braiding hair, not just making the money. If you one of those braiders that's just after the money, okay, just know it ain't gonna last long. But if you come into this game like, I feel like I got a purpose behind this chair doing this, you know what I'm saying? Operate in that, and it's gonna carry you. Obviously, I have a purpose in this industry because I'm still here and I'm speaking and teaching you guys. So fully operate in that, and you'll be amazed by where operating your purpose will take you. If somebody would have told me at the age of 13 that I would be traveling like I do, clients flying me out to do their hair, I would have been like, Nah, that ain't real. That ain't real. Like, where I'm from St. Louis. You don't see too much success like that. And especially not with a braider. So I just got chills. I'm proud to say that I know I'm not much of anywhere just yet. And I know this is just the beginning of a new iteration of me and a new level in life in my gift. But I'm proud to say that from 13 to 32, like, I did that. And I did that, and I was very intentional about what I was doing and how I wanted to do it. And I always kept God first, no matter if I fell off or lost sight, no matter how many times I tried to quit, I tried to retire. God was like, nope, not yet. Nope. You still got work to do. I had work to do on myself, and I had work to do on my brand and my business. And I'm saying the same to you. Don't chase the money. Operating your purpose in the bag gonna come to you. Like I said, your girl is traveling. People fly me out to get my braids. Some people may think my work not that good, but obviously God says different. All right. So continue to operate in your purpose, and I pray that God gives you all of the desires of your heart, and that you just continue to grow in the beautiful braid boss that you already are. Alrighty. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Alrighty. And join our tribe. You'll love it over here. Thank you so much. And I hope you guys learned a lot. I hope I dropped some gems and some tools that you can learn. And if you're wanting to gain more education for as the business side of braiding, I'm your girl. You can email us at the email down below, and we will get you squared away. We have one-on-one classes, group classes, hands-on classes, virtual classes, webinars, all of the things. Okay. Alrighty. This is a good episode, y'all. Love you guys. And I can't wait to see you guys next week. Until next time, guys. Bye.